This is like the closest thing you're gonna get to an actual Starbucks loaf, but this is high protein, it is gluten-free, and has all good for you ingredients. If you love the Starbucks lemon loaf, this is a recipe you have to try. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, most of you know I've lost over 100 pounds. I've been maintaining my weight for over 15 years. And one of the things I love the absolute most are pastries. I love sweet treats. I love to go to Starbucks and, well, I used to love to go to Starbucks and grab their pound cakes, those loaves, their pumpkin, their lemon. They have the banana nut, all of those taste delicious, but of course they are not the best for our gut, right? So we're making a lemon loaf. Okay, so this is like a Starbucks dupe that is actually high in protein. It's gluten-free, has all good for you ingredients, and tastes just as good, if not better, okay? Now, the only thing that the icing, I feel like that's one thing with sweeteners, sometimes it doesn't have the exact taste, but when it comes to the actual bready, like the bread part of the loaf, guys, I'm telling you, you are not gonna wanna miss this, okay? You have to make this, especially if you are already a fan of that loaf. This is a high protein, good for you version, okay? And not to mention that this is super, super easy. So everything literally goes right into this bowl, okay? I'm gonna go over all the ingredients with you just so you know how simple it is. You probably have most of these in your refrigerator right now. First of all, we have almond flour. Now, almond flour is naturally high in like healthy fats. So that's one of the reasons why we're not using oil. But we have Greek yogurt, high in protein. Remember, Greek yogurt has 18 grams of protein for 3/4 of a cup. Crazy, right? That's almost like a meal. Think about that, like 18 grams of protein. And then we have our sweetener. I'm just using allulose. I leave a lot of the ingredients that I use that are more like specialty ingredients. They'll be linked in the description, so make sure you check that out. Then we have our eggs. We have some baking powder, lemon juice, and then we're also gonna do lemon zest because the zest is what really gives it like that lemon flavor, okay? So almond flour is already in there, and we'll just do the dry first. We have our sweetener. It doesn't really matter because this does it gets all mixed in, but sometimes I do like dry first, then wet, which is what I'm gonna do now. So we have the baking powder, the sweetener, and the almond flour. Give that a little mix. Now, the reason why a lot of people do the dry first and then the wet is when they're using regular flour, because what happens is you activate the gluten and then you end up with like a really dense cake. In this case, this is gluten-free, so you don't really have to worry about that. So now let's go ahead and do our eggs. We're gonna do our eggs right in the middle. So this is one of those almost like, this is like an error-proof loaf. There is almost no way of messing this up unless you burn it. That's it. Because look, toss everything in. Don't worry. Throw in your yogurt. We're gonna do our lemon juice. Forgot the little pinch of salt. You could do this in your stand mixer, but honestly, my stand mixer is like so heavy, and to get it all out, I don't know. I feel like it's too much work when you could just use a whisk. This is just like the perfect spring or summer dessert if you have friends coming over. If you're someone that loves to have like a little sweet something with your coffee or maybe your tea, these are perfect loaves to make. They're not gonna spoil like in a day. So you can obviously keep it and keep it out and then just put it in the fridge if you don't finish it within the first 2-3 days. This is what your mixture is gonna look like, okay? So it isn't too thick. It's not too thick and not too runny. It's like right in between. And let's do a little zest. Okay, so we have our baking dish, little parchment so that it doesn't stick, little avocado oil. This is like a little hack so that it sticks to the bottom. Inside so it doesn't stick. And here goes. But did you see how easy it was to make? You literally throw everything right into the bowl. You don't have to worry about like over mixing, because sometimes with cakes, you do have to worry about over mixing. You'll end up with like a dense loaf. Trust me, I've made the mistake so many times. Nobody wants to eat like a dense cake. You know, you want it to be airy and fluffy. So this one here, a loaf, this is kind of like, you know, you know what the loaves I'm talking about. They're those loaves, they're nice and like buttery, and they have like a really nice bite to them. This is exactly what we're making right now, okay? Now, you just wanna make sure that your oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So I would probably check it at about 15 to 20 minutes to make sure it's not getting too brown. If it is, what we're gonna do is put aluminum foil on it. So once we get to that point, I'll show you, and then we'll put the aluminum, and then you'll end up with like a nice light loaf versus it getting brown. All right, guys, so it's still nice and yellow. As you can see there, it hasn't started to brown yet, but I don't want it to get brown, so we are going to cover it with some aluminum. And that's it. We'll check it in about 15 minutes. All right, so this should be ready now. I've been checking on it. I've already poked it. Let's do the test. This is how you know it's ready, when the toothpick comes out completely clean. We're gonna take this baby out. It still has to cool because I do wanna make an icing. So I thought about making like a cream cheese icing because I don't know, like the sweetness and tardiness of the lemon with like the cream cheese. I feel like it would just go really well. Or we can do a traditional icing, which will just make it like nice and sweet. Okay, so our little loaf has cooled. Okay, so take a look at that. Looks beautiful. So typically, you could do like a lemon icing, which is just like really, really sweet. You could go the cream cheese route and do like a little bit of cream cheese, like a cream cheese frosting. Just because I wanted to do something that's a little, not cleaner, just a little lighter, and also do a little bit more protein, I made a Greek yogurt icing. Okay, so I feel like the texture is really nice. It is more, you know, it's not as stiff as an icing, but I did a little bit of lemon zest, and then I also added sweetener. So this is something like you could add just to your piece, but obviously we are gonna take a beautiful photo. So we are going to add it to the entire loaf. But guys, this topping, the icing, is nice and sweet, just like the one that has just sugar and lemon, but there's a little tardiness to it because of the Greek yogurt. I'm telling you, it just works so well with it. All right, so I went ahead and topped it. Not too much where it covers the entire loaf, but enough to where you get some in each bite, you know? So let's go ahead and cut into our loaf. Okay, I want you to take a look at this. Oop, that's what I did not want to happen. But I want you to see the crumb on this, okay? Look at that, it is perfect. This is exactly what you want your loaf to look like. The crumb on that is going to be nice and moist. It isn't too dense. With a loaf, it can't be too dense and it can't be too airy, because like when you bite into a loaf, like you need, I don't know, you know those butter loaves or like the Starbucks loaves, you know what I'm talking about. Like it just has a really nice feel in your mouth, and that's what you get from this. So here you have it. I even took off my sweater just to get a nice little photo, but we're going straight in for the taste test, and I'm gonna get a little bit of the icing. Wow. This is like the closest thing you're gonna get to an actual Starbucks loaf, but this is high protein, it is gluten-free, and has all good for you ingredients. I am telling you, take my word for it. If you love the Starbucks lemon loaf, this is a recipe you have to try. If you make this for friends, if you make it for family, they are going to ask you for the recipe, especially if they know that it's actually good for them. So if you have friends and family that are on a weight loss journey, maybe just trying to make healthier choices in their life, and you know that they are someone who loves pastries, who loves things like this, share this video, share this recipe. Of course, share my channel, because I have so many different recipes on here that are kind of like a good for you version of some of our favorite foods. But guys, if you like this video, if you like this idea, show me some love, go hit that like button. And I'm gonna leave this recipe in the description below for you. I always leave everything linked down there, so don't forget to always click the description so that you see everything that I link for you. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.